Hi guys, it's James from Wex Photo Video, and as you can see, we are here in central London to test out Sigma's brand new ultra wide angle prime lens, the 14mm f1.4. So what are the headline specs? Well, firstly, this is the fastest full frame 14mm currently on the market. Compared to the older Sigma 14mm, which was an f1.8, this is an f1.4, which might not seem like a large difference, but that offers 2/3 of a stop brighter. Now this is great for any low light environment, but especially astrophotography. Now, a 14mm f1.4 is going to be amazing for astrophotography, giving you an incredibly bright aperture with an incredible wide angle. You're going to get the entire sky in it. Now, living in London, and especially living in England, as you can see, it is cloudy today, which means we can't take astrophotos anyway. So, what me and Luke have decided to do is come to London and really test this in a few different environments, maybe a little bit of landscape, a little bit of urban, to really see what 14mm looks like in a really cool situation like today. Now you might be thinking 14mm is incredibly wide angle, and you'd be right, it's really, really wide, but I actually think it's great for a whole range of different situations. First thing that springs to mind, to be honest with you, is landscape photography. I think this is a great landscape lens, especially if you're shooting like at sunrise or sunset. You don't want to be shooting at crazy long shutter speeds, but you still want good sharp photos, then this lens is going to be really good. But other uses I can think of would be maybe portraits, maybe weddings or events. I think it would offer you quite a diverse look, quite a unique look, which other lenses don't really offer you, as well as I think architecture or even interior photography. Again, I think if you're a real estate photographer and you're after absolute pin sharp photos, I think the 14mm here is going to be really good in most situations. So let's quickly talk about the overall design of the lens. Now, all Sigma lenses today I've really liked, especially the mirrorless version, and this lens is no exception. Now obviously it's a 14mm f1.4, that's a lot of glass, and that makes it quite large, as you can see, and also quite heavy, especially for a mirrorless lens, coming in at a whopping 1,170 grams, which is one of the largest prime lenses I know. Now, it's also got quite a cool design as well. So you've got an aperture ring, which I really like, which you can click or unclick for photo or video. You've also got a switch here for manual focus lock, as well as you've also got a lock switch and a custom button on the side. So you can really customize this lens depending on what you're using it for. Now, because obviously how large this lens is, you've also got a tripod socket on the bottom. So you don't have to put it on the camera, because obviously, as you can see, it weighs it down quite a bit. You can actually place it on the actual lens itself. So it balances a little bit better if you're using it on a tripod, or if you do want to use it on a gimbal. Now this lens here has an 11-bladed rounded aperture diaphragm. Now this is really good for two main reasons. Firstly, it will create a beautiful background blur. Now this background blur won't be majorly noticeable because of how wide angle it is, but if you're really close to your subject, you might be able to get some decent bokeh. What it will offer you though, and especially when it comes to landscape or astrophotography, is beautiful sun stars. So when the sun's setting, you want to get that lovely kind of sun star, shoot at f8 to f16, and you'll get those really nice shots thanks to that amazing aperture. Now you might be wondering, what is the main difference between a wide angle lens and an ultra wide angle lens? Well, here is a shot on a 24mm f1.4. As you can see, I personally think it's quite wide angle. And this is shot on the Sigma 14mm f1.4. As you can see, it is crazy wide, and that is what ultra wide angle can do.
So I've been messing around with the lens today from a videography standpoint, and this is not a lens for shooting people, that's very clear. I mean, it's definitely for capturing the entirety of a moment or a place. So where I would typically use this lens is events, corporate events, parties, stuff where it's really low lit, because my God, 1.4 on a 14mm is incredibly impressive.
One thing to note, especially with any Sigma lens really, especially when you place it with either a Sony or a Lumix camera, the autofocus is really reliable, and it's something that I've definitely noticed with this lens. I would say it's very difficult to miss focus on a 14mm just because of how wide angle it is. Everything just seems to be in focus, especially if you use some of the kind of shallower apertures. So let's say you're shooting at f4 or f5.6, but even at f1.4, it absolutely nails the focus really, really well. I'm shooting on an A7 III or a Sony A7 III, and the coupling with that, you know, it's not the newest camera in the world, but it is still, I think, a great combination with this lens. So what are Sigma asking for this amazing lens? Well, they're asking quite a lot of money in my opinion, coming in at £1,399 at the time of making this review. But do bear in mind, it is a niche lens. And also, you can't really compare it to anything because there is not really anything else like it out there. As I was saying, it's the fastest 14mm f1.4. So to compare it to another lens is very difficult. So I think it is a really good lens. It's a niche lens, but in the right hand, I think you can take stunning photos and stunning video. It just needs to be in the right photographer's hands. Brilliant, and there we go guys. So there is our review of the new Sigma 14mm f1.4. I really liked using it throughout the day. Got to really think about your composition, and you get a very different perspective when shooting ultra wide angle. I've shot this bridge multiple times during my lifetime, but I really like the photos from this because I've never shot on a 14mm before. So yeah, I think if you're interested in landscape work, architecture work, you know, interiors, maybe you're a real estate photographer, or even astro, I really think this is a great lens and definitely worth a spot in your camera bag. I've been James for Wex Photo Video, and I'll catch you guys next time.